Ziggity Zig talking his way out of bronze with game number 68. I'll just unpause it here for fun. Between myself and Lobo, a Terran. Now, the funny thing here is that Lobo was actually listed as a random player, and I think I've played Lobo before. Either that or I play a lot of guys. There's a lot of dudes in Bronze League with the name of Lobo, so we shall find out. So there's the nameplates up there. So, against a random player, I do what I normally do, which is 9 pylon scout. 9 pylon scout, that's what you do. Now this, let's see, this was the game after I had a really, really miserable game with another Terran. So being up against a random, I was actually kind of excited about maybe getting cheesed or six pooled or something like that, or like drone rush, so I haven't had to practice my drone rush in a while. Here we go with the luck of the clockwise scout, and seem to be doing all right. So what do I scout? I scout Terran. I scout single supply depot. Why couldn't I think of the name of supply depot? Man, I only play one race. Can you tell? It's like, oh, that thing, it's a farm, isn't it? No, it's not a farm. And then I head out. So no gas, barracks, fair enough. Away I go. And I believe what I do with Mr. Probe is once I'm sure, so I think he's following me, so I decide to lead him to the wrong base. So I lead him up to the top left. And once I know that he's not chasing me anymore, I zip over here, and I take this. Well, there he goes. Oh, okay, so there is a lower area. This was my thing. I thought that in having, the problem with the vision up here is that you can't see this point. So maybe that eventually proves to be my undoing. I'll show you everything here. He goes on doing a bit of a search up there, apparently. So I get a little bit worried because he's sitting here in my base. So I decide to chrono out a zealot, just cuz. Now the fun thing there is I'm also getting myself pretty much supply blocked, trying to get my workers out. He's getting his orbital down. I'm not really putting too much. I'm totally forgetting to chrono out any workers. So there I go, trying to chase him out of my base. There. Chased out of base, successful. I own this vision. He runs home, tail between legs. Fine. Good. I'm outdoing him in workers, and I'm outdoing him in supply. Didn't chrono the next part, but got the cyber core down. So when's the possibility of warping start? Ooh, I'm way late on that. Starting warp gate at 4:22. Yeah, that's pretty late. Have a second guess. 20 workers, which is not enough. But I'm getting there pretty quickly. I must be keeping track of my macro this time, which is good. I'm fine with that. Getting up there in minerals, so I'm probably about ready to throw down 2 gateways in a moment. Trying to get my sentries out, so that should keep my minerals low. One more sentry. There we go, and I still have 300. Come on, let's make some gateways. Let's make some gateways. How many do I have in there? 3, good. There we go, 2 gateways coming in. Alright. Meanwhile, so I have them in army and in worker supply. Because, as a random player, I can't believe I couldn't beat a random player. 4 barracks. Combat shield. Reactor going there. He's gonna start outdoing me. So I decided to move my pylon down. So I decided, since I have the money and I'm not quite ready to move out yet with my 23 workers, I should get my Robo Bay up here, which I probably maybe put on. Nope, I don't hotkey that one just yet. I've been forgetting to hotkey my forge as well. I usually like to have it way up in the high numbers, like 9 9 or 0. There we go. Decent timing on my gateways. 3 gate opening at least. So there's my 3 gate. He's still catching up because he's producing several Marines all at once. This is when things start to go sour. Come on, Army. Yeah. Alright, so I stick to that. Got the money for the upgrade. Thinking about it. Need more pylons because I keep getting supply blocked. Ooh, tiny edge. Tiny edge on Army supply. But the problem is at this point, I still don't really know what's going on over here. All I know is that he had 1 barracks. He could have gone into anything by then. So I'm not poking. I'm not researching hallucinate. Oh, wait, there I go. With hallucinate. That's fine, but by this point, he's actually ahead of me. So Stalkers and Zealots seems to be my army composition. I'm working on +1. It's a decent showing. Now here's the funny thing, is that I don't feel like making any immortals right after that. I get my 3 gate, but I then decide to totally forget doing anything. Get my middle guy to make a pylon, because that is where I want to start to bring guys in. Now here is where things started to go wrong, because if you look at his view, here's his army. So you can see my army up there in the middle, and I'm getting ready to do a little bit of damage. He does have me in army supply, so I decide I'm doing pretty well up here. I'm also supply blocked again, and I choose to go that way. Meanwhile, he's got 100% no improvement Marines. I've got nothing at my base, so I'm just sitting here taking my sweet time. He's not doing anything either. This is when I send in the Phoenix, and at this point, I'm screwed. If I'd noticed that in the minimap, I probably could have tried to force field the Marines right there, warp in Ascendrian and force field, but nope. Look at that. Total Artosis pylon going on up there. So I decide, screw it. I am in trouble. I need to get up this ramp. I'm supply blocked. We're pretty even, but no, I just waited too long. Look at him. He's... What is going on here? Just not quite having it. Get all my zealots stuck up behind. They're not working. Got a guardian shield. Meanwhile, he's absolutely ruining me over here. Taking me out fully. What I decided to do is run for it, because I have enough minerals that I can make some new bases. So I put down some new bases. Try to get in here, but the problem is I don't get in fast enough, and I should have gone straight for these guys. Because at the moment, I'm down to 10 workers. He's still got that. I'm making no income. He's still able to improve his army which is bigger than mine. I don't even... I'm doing a pretty cruddy job of supply blocking him. In fact, I don't even finish those. I'd like to say that I left them on fire to finish dying, but I didn't. That was just me not doing very well. And by this time, here comes his army. Oh, and he repairs. This guy's not bad. Let's have a look at the APM. Yeah. He's pretty good. I've been fighting some top bronzes. Look at this. There's no focus fire on here at all. I eventually tried to focus fire down on this, but at this point, neither of us had any income, but look at this. He has way more than me. I'd have to start from absolute scratch. He's still got an army. I have no army. He's still got all of his buildings, all of his resources. I need to work on my base trade, because when I realized that I was in a base trade situation, basically our armies had missed each other. So I was doing well up to that point. That was an oversight of scouting. Should have seen that, and I could have taken that out probably. But I didn't, and I let him come in and gut my base. What I did do, however, was get all of my probes out. Now at this point, I thought it was possible I could still get in this. Unfortunately, I couldn't. I have no army. He's still making his army. I'm down to half the workers. So this is when I try to find out my kind of layabout probes and get them to do things, but sadly, by this point, I would have to first off build a single gateway. And a single gateway, once I saw these guys coming in, you know, this was my vision. I saw this, and I thought, no, one gateway, no warp technology, it is not going to hold that off. I mean, yes, it's possible. Well, in retrospect, I suppose it's possible that I could have got a forge powered up and then just cannon wall myself in as I was actually trying to get myself back in the game, but nah, I just got outplayed. During the base trade, I just did not focus fire. I didn't take care of that. I should have gone in and got rid of all of his workers. But at that point, he still would have had more units than me. It would have been a bit more interesting, but I probably still would have lost. Anyway, I mean, look at that. 49 average APM, I just can't keep up with that. I know you're supposed to say that that doesn't matter, but it really does. It really does. If I can't move fast enough, then I'm going to lose. So there's that. Yeah. Well, leave a comment. Send me an email, ziggitysig@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter @ZiggyStarcraft. Stay tuned.